Hi there, I'm Jeanette, stampinwithsafiandme.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. All of these items I've used on today's project are listed over on my blog, and you can buy all of these items in my online shop. I've used products today from the new Stampin' Up! Catalogue. Now, if you don't have one and you'd like one, and you're based in the UK, do drop me an email and I'll put one in the post to you free of charge. And today's project is this one. It is gorgeous. It's a beautiful little gift box, and inside this gift box we've got some note cards. I've got 5 in here, and I've actually used all of the new in colours, which are really, really pretty. Now, the stamp set and the punch, coordinating punch that I've used is this one. I'll bring it in to show you. It's the Varied Vases, gorgeous stamp set, and it has a lovely coordinating punch to go with it. I love punches, so if there's a new one out, I've probably got it. So I'll put those to one side. Now, when I was making these and putting these together, I had a little scrap of DSP left over, and I thought, okay, what can I make with that? I hate waste, so I've got to make something with it. So what I did is made these little coordinating little gift bags, so you can actually get, out of one sheet of 6x6, you can get the card, the envelope, and one of these really cute little bags. Now, it's not the cards that we're making today, but I have got full instructions how to make the cards and the little bags, and they're over on my blog. What we're going to concentrate today on is this gift box to put them in, and it's really super cute. So let's just put these to one side, and I will grab the bits and pieces that we need to make this project. Now, you don't need that much at all. You need a sheet of A4 thick Whisper White cardstock, and you want to cut, you keep the length, the width at 8 1/4, but you want to trim a little bit off the length. If you cut it to 10 3/4, you're going to be left with a strip like that. You do need it because you're going to make your bow out of that. So if you then cut down your strip at 5 inches, then you have those 2 bits. Then you need a piece of DSP which measures 5 3/4 by 2 5/8, just for the front of the box. You need another little strip if you want to decorate your bow as I've done. That just measures 1/4 inch. And then you want a couple of scraps of the Whisper White. That's the thick cardstock, but you could use either for that. It's just for the sentiment and to finish off the little tag. And then we've just got a little piece of cardstock to coordinate with my DSP. So that's all you need. So we'll just get going with the box and put those bits to one side. Now, I have pre-scored this just for speed, but I will go through the measurements with you. So first of all, we want to score on the short side, and you want to score at 1 1/4 inch, and you want to flip, and you want to score at 1 1/4. Then you want to turn your card to the long side, and you want to score at 1 3/4 inch and all the way down. All of these measurements are all the way down. I've just pre-scored. Then you want to score at 3 inches, and then you want 6 3/4 inch, and then the final score line is actually at 8 inches. And that's all the scoring that you need to do at this point. So just put that to one side. And now we need to burnish our score lines. Give them a really good burnish. Like that. It's a while ago since I actually made this box, so it is easier if I pre-score so I don't get the measurements wrong. Sometimes things do go out of my head if I haven't done them about half an hour ago, or even 5 minutes ago, to be honest. So give all those score lines a really good burnish, and then what we want to do is just cut up these side bits here. Now, you'll notice what I'm going to do today, and what I did on the other box, I just cut up, instead of wedging, I decided to do something slightly different. I've just cut up here like that, as I would normally do, and I'm just cutting out the knobbly bit. So I'm just going to go straight up, and I found I quite like the finished results, but you could wedge if you want to, just wedge as you normally do, entirely up to you. But I just thought, you know what, I'll give this a go, and it worked, so I'm going to do it again, see if it works a second time. I hope so. But it's a really cute little box, and I've always made my bows with we're going to be making it with the envelope punch board. So if you don't have one, do get one, because it's actually one of the first things I bought actually from Stampin' Up is my envelope punch board. I'm trying to do this so you can actually see what I'm doing. I don't normally cut like that, but it's important for you to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm just snipping off those bits like that. Probably takes a little bit longer, but it's entirely up to you. So you can see how it's going to look like that. And then you want to do the same with this side as well. This is why I decided to pre-score, because for some reason it takes me absolutely ages, and then the video is so long. But I'm trying to speed things up a little bit, but try and show you as well as I can, to be honest. Now what I have put down is the black background. I don't know whether it's easier for you to see, but that was the intention. So I thought I'd try it, give it a go. If it doesn't work, then I'll just think of something else. But not everybody's got the best. I haven't got the best eyesight in the world. So for me, if I can see a little bit better, then it makes life a lot easier. Now, we all have things going on in our lives. Don't think anybody's immune to that. Right, okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is stick on my DSP. Okay. I think I'm going to go for that this time. It's a really sweet polka dot. Now, I didn't want that much of a border, so it is entirely up to you. The measurement I've given you should just cover the whole front of the box. So if you want a bit more of a border, just cut a little bit, just cut it down a little bit more. And then Tombow is the best thing for this. Probably put too much on there actually. I'll just get one of these just to get rid of some of it. I'll pop it in the middle anyway. Right. So this, you will notice that you will have a wider side and a shallow side. That's actually the bottom of your box. This is the top. So I'm just trying to do it. I'll have to bring it forward a little bit, but I'm just trying to line it up so I've got it exactly where I want it. Move that up a little bit. And then if you do find, if you turn it over and you can see, I can see it a tiny little bit, you can just cut that off. It's very minimal. But as I say, just cut it off if you so wish. Now the next thing we're going to do is bring in our envelope punch board. So we're actually going to cut this little, if you can see, I've made a little cutout because I think that looks rather cute. So we're going to do exactly the same. And I like to measure, I like to know that I've got my things in the centre. So you can do it by eye if you want, but I don't like to leave that to chance. So I'm just going to measure the middle. And that's about there. and then bring in your envelope punch board. And what you are doing, I don't know whether you can see this, I'll just get my paper piercer. You're aiming to put where your little pencil line is, there's a little bit of a grey little, I don't know what you call it to be honest, but just right in the centre, and you're just lining it up, you're pushing it in and lining it right up in the centre. I can just about see my little grey dot, so that's just about right. And let me punch that, and then it gives me that really sweet little punch out, which I think looks really nice. So we will use that in a minute, but we're just going to put the box together now. So it's going to go like this. That's going to go like that. That's going to go like that. So you can't actually see, I've done it so you can't actually see these little flaps. So we want to put some glue on there, and we're aiming to stick that to here. In fact, what usually helps is if I put a little bit of snail on. So this just helps hold it together, so I'm not having to hold it too much. Because using Tombow, you really do need to let it dry. I'm hoping this is going to do the trick anyway. This was the idea. So I'm not spending a long time doing this. Right, okay, so that up there. We haven't got our fast fuse anymore, which is a shame because I did like it, but I do know a lot of people didn't really get on with it, but it was just one of those things that you either loved or you hated, and I think it just took a little bit of practice to get the hang of it. Right, just put a little bit more glue on here. On this side. You take much more care when you're doing yours. It's always so much easier. When you're not filming a video. There we go. So now all we need to do is put a little bit of glue on those flaps there, and then we want to fold them in like that. And there's your box taking shape already. It looks really sweet like that, doesn't it? Okay, so it's always a good idea as well when you're making up boxes to put it together before you put any glue, and then you can double check, yes, you want to put glue on that side and not the other side, because the times I've put glue on the wrong bits, it's always good to double check. So yeah, glue going on this bit. Trying not to get glue everywhere. I'll hold this side down first. And then this one. Give it a couple of seconds. But it does really make a nice, neat little box. I'm impressed with this. Okay, so that's the box done, so we'll just need to do the bow. Okay, bring in these little bits. So we want to, let's do the bottom bit first. So what we're going to do, we're going to do some more measurements. So you do need a ruler and a pencil. And what you're going to do, you're just going to measure the centre. So let's have a look. So this measures a 3 1/4. So that's the centre, isn't it? Now if you're not sure, just measure each side just to make sure you have got it accurate before you punch. So that's just over 1 1/2. Yep, that's just over 1 1/2. That's about right. So what you want to do, again, the same thing. You want to pop that in the centre, and you can actually see. Don't worry about the pencil mark because it's going to be hidden. Not going to see that. So you want to make sure that it's dead centre of the little grey bit in the middle. And if you don't know what I mean, just ask and I'll try and explain it a little. In fact, I might take a photo and pop it on my blog and show you exactly what I mean. And then you want to turn it round and you want to punch both sides like that. Now what we want to do is create the grooves on the outside, so no need to do any pencil marks at all, just do it by eye. And again, you want to centre it and turn it round, flip it round, and you want to centre it again. And then that's the bottom bit of your bow made. Get rid of those bits. So now we want to make the actual bow itself. So again, we need to measure the centre. And again, it's not going to matter. That's an easy measurement, 2 1/2, without even thinking about it. All right. So again, you want to punch out in the middle, flip, and punch again. Now we'll want to do the side. What we want to aim to do now is just take off these edges here, because we're going to fold it over and we're going to just use a glue dot to secure it. So now what we need to do, you might need to practice this until you've actually got it. It'll just maybe take you a couple of goes, and then you'll understand what I mean. But here we've got another little grey. It's not the centre bit, it's just the edge of this. You'll understand when you've done it a couple of times. But all you need to do is line up along that edge and punch, and it will look like that. So that's all you're aiming for. So then you want to flip it over and you want to punch, and then you've got that sort of shape. We'll trim that off, and then you want to do that on the other end as well. Let's get rid of it. I don't actually think you're going to see it, but I'll trim it anyway. Right, so the next thing you need to do is get hold of the middle, and you want to get your bone folder, and you just want to very gently just curl it like that. And now the bow's taking shape. So the next thing you need are glue dots. And you want a glue dot there, and then you'll find it will curl round, and you're just sticking that down like that. That's all you're doing. So another glue dot. You can make these bows in any size you want. Make some bigger ones, but I think this one's just short of 1 inch. I think it's 1/8 short of 1 inch, this one, but you can do it 1 inch as well. So there we go, that's that. Now the next thing to put on is your little, that's if you want to decorate it, as I've done. Bone folder again, and the easiest thing to do, another glue dot, and you'll find that fits perfectly on there. And then just find the centre. stick that on there, and all you're doing is curling it round. So you just want another couple of glue dots, pencil mark hidden, another one. You don't even need to trim these to size. There we go. So the next thing we are going to do is secure with another glue dot. I probably would do this with Tombow if I had a bit more time. Just this bit, everything else with glue dots, but this little bit I probably would do with Tombow, but glue dot will do just to show you. Okay, and then let's get one of these on. Now I think these ones are so saffron, actually. This is so saffron, and obviously we're putting on to Grapefruit Grove, but I think it looks really nice with it. I really like them, and I think the other one's Calypso Coral. Those are the three. Another glue dot. Yeah, these aren't sticky, so you do need to use glue dots or Tombow. There you go. Nearly there. Grab our box and Tombow. Let's get this on. Just a little bit. And then position it round about. There. Okay, so I'll just put that there, and I'll get on making the tag very quickly. Okay, so we want our sentiment, which is from the Varied Vases, which I showed you earlier. It's just this little gorgeous hello. I also like the thanks, actually, but all the cards I did were hello. So that's what we're using. And try and get into this. They're quite a little bit stiff. It's all brand new. Pineapple Punch. Now what you do need, and I haven't got it to hand, but when you're using the photopolymer stamps, you do need like a cushion, a mat, like a firm mat underneath. You do just get that better impression when you're stamping, but this has got a little bit of cushion to it, so it might be all right. Yeah, that's absolutely fine, actually. Close that up. Put that one side, and then I am using the 1 inch circle punch, which goes around it really nicely. And then I'm going to use the 1 3/8 of a punch, which is a scallop. And then I'm going to use the 1 1/2 inch circle punch. Told you I like punches, I adore punches. Just for the background. And then I'm just going to use Stampin' Dimensionals to put these together. Just need one on there. And then just centre that like that, and then you're going to need another one just on the back of there, and then centre that. I think that looks rather nice. Now you've got an option here. You could actually, if you wanted to, just put a little bit of Tombow glue dot or whatever, and you could actually just put your little hello on like that. That looks really sweet. Or what I've done here, I've just put a little bit of baker's twine, Whisper White baker's twine. So I think we'll probably just do the same again. So in that case you will need a handheld punch of some sort, and we just want to put a hole just there, I think. And this is the it'll be the 1/8 of an inch punch, just for a little hole there. So where's my scissors? Just cut a little bit off. This is just Whisper White Baker's twine, and then all I've done, I haven't even tied a bow, didn't even bother tying a bow, just fold your twine like that, thread it through like that, and then all I did, tie it around the bow that I've made, which hopefully is now dry. Hold it tight, and then you can just angle your little tag wherever you want it, and then cut down your Whisper White twine to the length you want it, and there you go. Gorgeous little gift box. In fact, let's put them in. 6 gorgeous note cards, all in colours, which I adore. Using the note cards that Stampin' Up provide. And there you go, an absolutely beautiful set. I hope you enjoyed that project. I do have so many more projects for you. I just haven't had the time to do any filming recently, but I am trying to make time to get these projects out to you, because I do have quite a lot of projects ready to film and get across to you, I hope. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you join me again. Thank you ever so much. Bye-bye.